Go ahead.
So years ago, I was a World of Warcraft guild master, and as a GM, I had Ventrilo server set up. A lot of people use TeamSpeak. When I came back around to setting this up for our World of Tank Blitz clan, I looked at the different options, and I was really surprised to see that the TeamSpeak 3 client for iOS is $5 as an app, and that really turned me off. I wanted to use TeamSpeak because it's really high quality. Then I turned and I looked at Ventrilo because that was another one that I was familiar with already. That just didn't have the app support on Android and iOS, so I went with Mumble. And the server component of it, I know Kaz has already talked about the client components. There's Mumblefy and there's Plumble, which are the apps for iOS and Android respectively. The server component to it is called Murmur. It's really easy to install, set up. The documentation for it's very good. It's got a good community. Um, so in setting it up, then once you install it on your server, then there's just an INI file, which of course is just the old school configuration file for the server. So you just specify certain things within the INI file, like what the welcome message should be when people sign into your Mumble server, what the default room is that they should land in, that sort of thing. What the password is, if it's a password protected Mumble server, which with clans and stuff it probably should be. Honestly, you don't get a bunch of yahoos on there. Um, Once you've got all that set up, then you just basically have people sign into it. As an administrator of the server, there's a couple of steps that you go through the first time that you sign in. As a super user, to give yourself admin rights, and then you can set up the different channels for, like, for example, in our Murmur server, we have a platoon 1, platoon 2, 3, 4, 5, so that people can be in individual platoon channels, be isolated from each other and not hearing each other's chatter while they're gaming. We've also got a place to hang out for people called the Garage. There's a channel called the Officers Lounge. That sort of gets into these password protected channels. There's Mumble's really cool in that you can set up ACE ACLs or access control lists based on people's roles. So once people are registered users, and I've created them as registered users on the Mumble server, then I can specify that certain people are, for example, officers. And those officers would have access to channels like the Officers Lounge, conference room that can be used for interviewing potential clan applicants, that sort of thing. That's, in a nutshell, Murmur, Mumble.
That was perfect. So if you guys have any questions as far as how this all works, you just need to direct them to Jim. I'm just kidding. But if they had any questions as far as how to set everything up, where would they go to kind of get in touch with somebody like yourself?
Well, actually, there's really good community support for Mumble. It's an open source project, and it's got development around it, and tons of support because of the gaming mavens that have sort of taken control of it. So just Google search Mumble server or Murmur server. You'll land on their main wiki, their main documentation. Look for the wiki that is their main documentation. I think it's something like Mumble .wikia.com or something like that. I always just Google it.
All right, that's perfect. And that, again, it was our fearless leader, Jim. So again, if you ever want to talk or shop with us or anything, feel free to hit us up in the clan, and we'll get back to you as quickly as possible. We get a lot of people requesting to be part of the members of the clan, so if we don't get back to you immediately, I am sorry.